Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be working on the Flexmaster JLU. Kind of took a little dive off the table, oops. Anyway, we're going to discuss the portal axles I put in it that I got off Amazon, SCX24 Portal. They're a little sloppy. We're going to look at that, we're going to fix this thing up, and go from there. See you in a minute at the table. Alright, here we are, guys. This is the damage report. It fell off the table. We had a little boo-boo. And I was trying to bend it back and it snapped off. You know, that's going to happen if you're playing inside at the table. This one got bent too. I bent it back. Maybe we'll dive in. We'll take a look to see if it's... You know, I got two replacement ones. We could fix it up or leave it is. I do believe this thing is dry and came dry, so I do have, I'm going to use a little bit of dielectric grease. Not much, you know, that's what I like to use. And we're going to go from there. And so the first thing to do, obviously, is to open this thing up. We're going to open up this. Inside, I do believe is dry, like I said before. And this thing's got a lot of excessive play in it. Now from time to time you're going to hear my nonverbal autistic daughter in the background. She likes to make some really interesting noises. As you can tell here on camera, I'm trying to do that, it's rubbing, but lots of play in this drivetrain, lots of slop. Here's our broken piece here. Bring that right up so you guys can see it a little better. I don't know if I can get it to zoom in. Recording with my Galaxy. Anyway, there's the broken piece. It was bent. Here's the portal gear, and there's a little bit of play there. So we got a little bit of play there. I assume that translates into this one here. So, and here, let's see what we got for. Well, that's gonna sit all the way up here. And again, yeah, that's got a little bit of slop in it. And then I assume even when this is all inside the rear end, there's some more slop. And when you combine this all together, you get, well, I'll show you guys in the end what you get. And it's a lot, it's excessive. It's not something you're gonna wanna use for a competition build, but for fun. As you can see, this has got some beautiful Endura mud type tires on it that I am using. And so maybe this will be more of a trail rig. I got the Maker Fire motor in there, and that thing is very fast, so the portal slow it down a little bit. Excellent trail rig. That's her in the background. She's an amazing character. I love her to death, and you guys will from time to time again hear on the channel. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and repair this one. We're gonna put a little bit of grease in there because, like I said, that was definitely dry. And we don't want it dry, we want something in there. So here's the replacements. Now when I got this from Amazon, I got a hold of the company and said, hey, I'm having some issues. This axles seem to have a lot of slop in them, and on top of it, one of these was a little bent. I could see it right from the get-go, and so I asked them to send me these replacements, and thankfully they did, or I wouldn't have them. So here's the replacement. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of this dielectric grease right in here. Now I'm only gonna put a little tiny dab on there. I don't think you need much, right? So just like that. Snag that right back in. Get that all over in there. That seats back in there. Just like that. Get that grease in there. And then the portal cover goes back over it. And we tighten it back down, and that's basically the gist of that repair. So pretty simple. and as we saw in there was some slop. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these right up. Got the nice peaceful sound of the fish tank in the background. It's always nice. I do have some more of that. It's all over my fingers, but here we are. One repaired axle. Actually just made it way easier to pick that up. A little off camera. Anyway, I'm going to button this up. I'm going to show you guys the slop going on, and while I'm doing that, I will, while I'm buttoning it up, I'll go through all 4 corners and get some more of this little bit of grease in there. We'll make it all happy. So I'll catch you guys in a minute. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. I'll have to zoom right in on it. Mirror camera. But right here, you can see a little bit of a wrinkle where I bent it and I bent it back. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it. I'm going to save this one as a spare, and yep, and move on from there. And hopefully I can get replacement parts in the future, because I can definitely foresee this happening again. Maybe next time it won't be the table, it'll be down at the lake and have it tumble off one of the taller rocks. But you know, these things happen. Alright, all wrapped up. So you can see it's moving back and forth. The big thing is as you start to drive the thing, all your tires are going to turn one direction. Right, get all turned one way. So now I've got it all one way. It's really bad. I can put a battery in it. You know, when you start to pick up one tire, things start to flex out. One will start to jog around and start to move around, and just seems to be a lot of flop. You'll see me as I do some more footage with this thing as it does it, but overall, that's my big gripe with the Portal axle, and of course raising the center of gravity. This thing does like to flip over. There's more things I can do to address that for sure. But as I said, with that big motor in there, this thing is so fast. It's a flex monster. It's fun on the trail and in the rocks as long as you're not hill climbing. That being said, you know, I've got better climbers. This thing's going to be a beast at climbing. I haven't done anything really to it other than convert it from a JLU to cutting this body up. I'm not quite done. I know it looks butchered right now. I kind of like leaving it open, but it's not very, you know, strong. Did take a lot of the top heaviness out of it, and honestly, it doesn't look that bad. This is running stock tires and rims. I don't know what to do with stock tires and rims. Guys, what do you think? David, what do you guys do with them? I don't know what else to do with them. I mean, the only set of tires I have that squeal going up my inverted ramp. At some point, we'll do a little test with that, and you guys will get to see how each one of these perform climbing. That's kind of what I was doing earlier when this one decided to take a tumble off of this table, which is, you know, your average size dining room table, but with all this brass in there, you know, it hit kind of awkward and, you know, bent them. That's going to happen. Oh well. There's that. This one I put together for my son. So TRX4 rims. These are the Endure, I believe, 57s rock trains. Nice sticky compound. I love these tires. It's got some brass in the front there to help with that forward weight. This is running the newer ESC, as you can see, the blue one. It is very smooth. I have to say that's one thing I like about it. you know, everybody's got back and forth on that. It's the only one I have with the V2. All the rest of these are V1s, which apparently can all do 3S, while this one can't. What are you going to do? So, there's that one. You guys saw the Flex Master. This is the C10. Just started life as a JLU Wrangler. I got the body from somebody. I have a deadbolt body as well. And I've got a bunch of spare parts. I had a little short. I have 2 front axles and a rear end, so I'm thinking I'm going to take a deadbolt and a spare frame actually, and I'm going to build a rear steer deadbolt. Here I am waffling on about that while I'm showing the C10 anyway. The C10's just got the basic shock placement to make it ride a little, you know, flex a little better, ride a little higher. It's got these big purple rims. So Peyton, my girlfriend's daughter, she confiscated this when I put the body on it. And she said, "Oh, you made my truck." And I said, "Yes, I guess so." I don't mind. There's plenty of them. What are we gonna do, you know? I can always build another one. That's the fun part. So, really interesting truck. I love the truck. When I put it together, it was actually performing very well with, I had some different tires. These tires are okay. They don't perform the best. These are RC all-wheel drive, but they look really nice on this truck. They give it an excellent scale look despite the purple rims, bead locks. But these are real bead locks. Once I figured that out, I decided to leave these tires for the scale look instead of putting on the slightly nicer ones that I have for it, which would have increased its ability to actually climb. But for now, it's a showcase truck, and you know, Peyton likes to drive it, so it's that one. And of course, Tarantula is hiding over here. You guys already saw the Tarantula. This thing's a ton of Endura parts. Of course, the Endura chassis. These beautiful brass, heavy brass Endura beadlock rims with the big 64mm rock terrain tires. This thing is actually about set right. These tires conform really well with it. I do have a ramp crab servo in there. I did my first video. You guys got some details on it. The Endura stainless steel links. I do have the Endura oil-filled shocks in there. I left the springs because these are the brass weighted bottom ones. I do have skid plates on the way because I am running the Traxxas stock axle housings. But I do have some extensions in there, as well as low crawler gears. This PN Racing motor, the 63 turn. That thing is, it's smooth. This is definitely the smoothest crawler I have, and the best performing, obviously, with the way this chassis is set up. And so yeah, but that was on the table for now. We did the repairs. She's fixed, ready to go. I don't know. What else am I going to work on? I might have to start diving into this deadbolt. So, I mean, I got all the parts right here to do it. Let's get some stuff out of the way. I'm still getting used to you guys. How all the other YouTubers like to do this. I do have my camera kind of in front of me. I'm actually looking through the camera, so I can see my hands. I can see what's going on. But it's just awkward to work this way. It's new. It's a new learning experience, but I like it. So anyway, in here, I have a rear, and I think I'm going to need the gears out of this, right? Or things are going to turn the wrong way when I install them into this one. So this is probably going to be the rear steer, and this one will be the forward steer. I have another housing here. Oops, that's a battery tray. Anyway, I got all kinds of spare parts, spare servos, spare motors, spare links of all sorts. Now, I don't know what I'm going to need for the deadbolt. I've never had a deadbolt, and I've never put one together. I've got frame rails. I don't think the frame's any different. And I've got a mess of spare links of all sorts. Of course, and centerpieces and all that. So to put the deadbolt together, I guess I'm going to have to get a little more information on how that's all going to work and go from there. Of course, deadbolt's upstairs, but that's all right. This has been a cool thing. I'm going to have to take, I did save the top. I'm going to cut the top. I'm going to glue it in there. I have batteries and everything and all the controllers out because I was going to do some testing after I'm done going on about this and that and everything else. So in the end, basically, I forgot to talk about the axles. Other than they were sloppy and everything else, to be honest with you, they were cheap. They were $84. I'm not sure if you can fit other manufacturers' axles, portal gears, and diff gears. There's got to be a way to tighten these up, which would be a fantastic thing, because otherwise they are super heavy. I didn't have any problems with any of the screw holes. They all went in beautifully, and you know, they were so heavy that when it fell off the table it broke stuff. Anyway, not sure that's always a good thing. These tires don't perform the best in the rocks when I'm turning. They conform too much, which I'm gonna get some inserts. I just watched a review from Cape Crawler and was really curious, the Pro Line inserts. So I'm gonna run some Pro Line inserts. Yeah, so go from there. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please hit the like, subscribe. It never hurts to subscribe, right? And we'll hopefully see you again.
Oh yeah. Is that a UFO? Oh. No, just a car.